Joining me in the studio this morning from the Warren County Memorial Park Cemetery, we do have co-owners Jimmy McVey and Jared Kunkle. Good morning, gentlemen.
How are we doing?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Good.
It's going to be a warm day.
Isn't it
Excited
nice?
for it, yes.
You-
Very much so.
Does this help you guys out a little bit when, now that the temperatures are going to melt some of the snow?
Yeah, it does, especially when we need to locate graves for families, putting out winter decor. We actually have a burial scheduled for tomorrow, so it'll make it a little easier just to locate that area where that person's going to be buried.
And the it's going to rain quite a bit too. That'll melt off a lot of snow
Yeah.
too. Make it sloppy, right?
Hopefully it goes in the ground.
Yes. Well, you as a farmer, you're
Yes.
you're wanting the moisture in the
That
ground.
would be great.
All right, gentlemen, tell us about the Warren County Memorial Park Cemetery. Give us kind of a history lesson on it.
Well, it honestly, it kind of started off as a joke many years ago. I would say 2019, 2020. Al McGuire, he's former owner of it. Me with my career job, we'd go on death calls, and he was the coroner. And he's like, hey, you're going to be retiring soon, so why don't you just buy my cemetery from me? So, years went on. It kind of got me a little intrigued. So Jared, I met him, 10, 12 years ago, and we became pretty good buddies, and he's a pilot, and he wanted to go look at some farm ground about, June-ish or so of 2022. And so we jump in the plane and start looking. I'm like, hey, let's fly over this piece of property, which would be Warren County Memorial Park. And then we went and looked at some other farm ground, and then we came back over and flew over it again. And he's like, what's up with this? I'm like, hey, you want to buy a cemetery with me? So, yeah.
And Jared, is it and you said, sure.
I said I hadn't thought about that, but I'm interested to look into it. And yeah, talked with Al, and it seemed like it'd be a good fit for, other things we're involved in. And so that's kind of where, it all began with beginning of 2023.
People don't realize this, but keeping it local and not a corporate cemetery is very important. Local ownership.
Yeah. I mean, my wife, she has, we all have, I guess, a family out there, but her grandparents are out there. So there's a lot of family there too, and it's always been such a nice cemetery. And Al did such a nice job keeping it, up and keeping it the way it was. And he did a great job rebuilding it back because there's an era that there was some bad ownership. And so Al did a wonderful job getting it back to that spot, and just seeing it, we just wanted to, maintain that and keep it going.
Okay, guys, tell me all about this cemetery and its a vast, rich history here in Monmouth.
Well, it was established in 1938. It's been a private cemetery all its life with several different owners. I believe it was the Bowman family that started the cemetery. And then it went on to their other family members, and it's just been passed down and sold. And, So up to us buying it in January 1st of 2023 is when we took possession of it. And
Okay.
what kind of intrigued us, it is more of a park feel because we have flat markers versus, uprights. We do have a small section that does have upright. Tombstone is what everybody refers them as. But yeah, there is a small section along with our mausoleum. But you go out there and people put their spring, winter decor out, and I mean it's just a beautiful area. The grass is well maintained, and yeah.
All right. And how many graves currently are housed in that park? How many acres and what's available for purchase?
Go ahead.
It's 21 acres. There's around 15,000 actual marked grave spaces, with around 7,500 still open. So there's close to 8,000 that are owned right now. So that's in the cemetery portion of the flat markers. There's a small, like Jimmy said, upright section that there's probably only 20 or 30 left.
Yeah,
in
not very
that,
many.
and then the mausoleum, there's quite a few spots, in that as well. Plus, there's an undeveloped 5 to 7 acres as well that are not marked as graves. So we've discussed different things like pet cemetery, things like that, to add in that spot in the future.
Boy, that would be interesting, a pet cemetery.
Yeah.
Well, farmers, they usually bury their pets right there on their ground.
Sure.
But, people that live in town, we've been asked several times about it. We've also been asked about possibly doing a green burial system, where a green burial system is Vanessa, you pass away, today, and your dying wishes was to be buried in the clothes that you passed away in. You don't want to be put in a vault or anything. Basically, they just wrap you up in a blanket, put you in a wicker basket that is biodegradable, and then put you in the ground and just let nature take its course.
Okay, so going pre-17th century, old school.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different styles that are
Sure.
going on, and so the cemetery has to be regulated. Certain sections have to be regulated for that, so like that can't be something we can do in the already established cemetery portions. Those are just some of the things, like even like the pet being buried with the person too, like that cannot happen.
Gotcha.
In ours, like that would have to be this special section would have to be set up, for
Okay.
some of those things, because we're under the state of Illinois. We get audited each year by the comptroller
Sure.
for a CARES fund that we have to fund, and that was one thing. Al did wonderfully was push that back up to where it needed to be during the bad, ownership area that he took over after. So that CARES fund is what keeps the cemetery looking the way it does when it's full.
Okay.
So not currently right now. It's up to us to keep that. So that way in 100 years, there's money there to take care of that cemetery if it ever becomes full.
Okay, makes sense. Talk to us about the burial rights, grave sites, lots, how people purchase, and what you typically see as how this works.
So normally people just call. Some have deeds currently or know that they have spots out there. And so we have it, in 3 different spots, I think.
Yeah.
Set up to where we can look, for that. Normally, if you've already got a grave space, the funeral home that they're working with calls us and sets up the information that we need, especially for full body burials. Cremations, it can either be the funeral home or somebody, if they want to do a funeral later or a graveside service later, they can just contact us directly, for that.
Okay.
But prearrangement stuff goes through funeral homes.
Okay. And how much does it cost? If I called and said, hey, I want to purchase, a lot for family or an individual grave site for my husband and I, what would it cost?
So a lot actually contains 6 graves. They're $600 per grave, and like Jared was talking about, our CARES fund, so 15% of that $600 goes into the CARES fund.
Okay.
So Al did do an awesome job overfunding that CARES fund just to make sure that there was monies there for later on in life of that cemetery. So yeah, just contact us. I mean, our phone numbers are everywhere on social media. They're on the door. They're, Jared runs multiple businesses. I run a landscaping company, and so
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows how to get a hold of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a Warren County Memorial Park cemetery right here, of course, in town. Everybody knows it on North 6th Street is one way.
It's on North 11th Street, 1325 North 11th. It's actually out
Okay.
by Gibson Woods Monmouth Park.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep,
I know
it's
where
all
you're
good.
at now.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Because I was thinking mausoleum, so yeah, out towards the golf course.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically right across from the airport. So
I'm totally with you
Yep.
now, and that is a nice area.
yeah.
And we don't have set office hours. Before, when we had a full-time person, Brad Elliott was our full-time guy out there that handled all that stuff. And fortunately, he passed away a year ago. And so we have a voicemail set up to where our phone numbers are on that voicemail, or if you leave a message, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So it's definitely a by appointment only set up. Or if Jimmy or myself happen to be out there, it seems like people catch us.
Yeah.
They get us quite often. Yeah.
Jimmy McVey and Jared Kunkle with us. They are the co-owners of the Warren County Memorial Park Cemetery. And the mausoleum, you said, has openings too.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Outside and inside.
Yeah.
Outside and inside.
Yes.
Okay. What? How do you want people doing the flowers, purchasing grave decorations? Any ideas there that you want to share?
So we send out a mailer twice a year, and it has either the spring decor floral list on it where someone can purchase flowers from us, and we actually put it on the grave. Because we send them out all over the United States. And some people can't make it back to decorate the grave. Same with the winter decor. We sell Christmas wreaths that we normally try to get out before December. And then we got hit with a big snowstorm, right away. So we're a little behind on that. But we got everything that orders fulfilled and put down so far that has came in. But and my wife, she does monitor our Facebook page, which is Warren County Memorial Park. So you can check it out on Facebook and go from there and print it off. She does put the order forms on there and information such as like save the date type thing. So we actually have dates where we go through the cemetery and clean off everything off the graves, such as I think it's March 15th, and we usually give a week allowance for people to clean stuff off their grave if they want to maintain and keep that decor for the following years.
Okay. Warren County Memorial Park. Okay. That's good to know that you mail out stuff. I wondered who always puts such lovely, because it seems like it's every grave, or it's a lot of graves. I mean, it really looks festive out there.
There's a lot of people that do their own, but then there's a lot that come in, like I said, from all over the country that want us to do it since they can't, be here. But it's pretty impressive how many people like locally or come there and take care of graves.
Okay.
You go out the week of Memorial Day, it is that cemetery is busy, and then by Memorial Day it looks beautiful.
I bet it does. And I've seen it because occasionally we can get out and golf that time of year, and it does look really, really nice. Guys, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Real quick, Jimmy, let's take off your hat and put a different hat on. Well, I guess you've got the other hat on already. Tell us real quick about the downtown and what you're about to do and what you have done so far with your upcoming contract at keeping this beautiful downtown beautiful.
So it's great that, the city did get the funding to basically revitalize our downtown area. The place looks beautiful. Porter Brothers did hire me as a subcontractor to do the install for all the landscaping and the turf areas, which I think looks really, really awesome. And the city, so I have signed a contract with MCAP, not with the city.
Right, our Maple City area partnership.
Yep. So my contract actually takes effect to maintain everything downtown January 1 of 2026. Now that's going to entail, cleaning the sidewalks off for snow. For the first 2 years, we're going to put sand down on the sidewalk because it is new concrete, and then after that, we'll follow up with salt to maintain for any packed snow or ice. The sand it does help with traction. It's not a de-icing agent, but so you still have to be a little bit careful walking around downtown if you do see some ice. But then after that, we'll maintain all the turf areas, the landscape beds, everything from there. Hopefully, we're going to remulch everything this spring just to kind of spruce it up and freshen it up. But we're waiting to hear back from the city on that. So
Okay. Good luck with that. We appreciate it. It looked really good what you did already, and you had to bust your tail quickly to try to get everything in before.
Oh yeah.
Fall set in.
They called me late August and said, "Hey, we want you to do this, and when can you have it done?" Within 60 days. So
See, look, every time I drove downtown, of course, we set up here, it was like, "Hi, Jimmy, how you doing, bud? Gonna go home?"
It was a little stressful. It was, but our hydro seeding, it came in really nice around on the turf areas, and then they wanted us to do the inside center circle, so we regraded and did all that. Actually had Jared and my son, they run KM Land Solutions, so I had them come in and help me with the grade work on that just to knock it out a little faster, and then we hydro seeded all that, and it really came in nice, and I like it. So.
Good job, Jimmy. Tell us real quick, Jared, about K&M Landscaping.
K&M Land Solutions.
Land
Landscaping's
Solutions.
all Jimmy.
Gotcha.
No, his son Zach McVey and I co-own it together, and we do all sorts of things: skid steer work, backhoe, dozer, excavation, tearing down houses. We've torn some down in Monmouth. The one across from YMCA is one of the more recent ones here a year or so ago. Yeah. We have a dump truck which just saw it go around the square here, hauling snow away for the city. So we're kind of into a little bit of that stuff. We do a lot of building pads for new buildings that are going up, grade work, waterway work, tree lines, fencing, removal, things like that.
Okay.
So, yep.
Good to know. Guys, keep up the good work. It's good to have local people. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Vanessa.